Okay, so we are a three consortium project, and our project is will attempt to develop resources for you, for LVEC faculty, for the purpose of supporting online collaboration, whatever that may mean. And the guilty parties are here. Most of them are holding down the table over there, but if you want to chat with any of them, burn their faces into your memory. The problem that we're attempting to address is that our institutions are fantastic at developing just a personal, deeply engaging classroom experience. We have highly communicative and dynamic classrooms, but then as we explore hybrid or fully online classes, we're out of our comfort zone. How do we bring that intense engagement that we have in class online? So our challenge is to design and facilitate online experiences that equal or exceed, if that's possible, the dynamic experience that we already value, that face-to-face experience with passionate, engaging faculty and the dialogue among students. So our group kind of composed 6 questions that address this problem. The first, thinking that we want the students to be collaborating. So this is not necessarily an instructor-focused project where everything comes through the instructor who may be the bottleneck. So what systems or tools would students like to use for classroom-related collaboration? Those that they may already be familiar with. And then from the faculty perspective, which of these seem most appropriate to facilitate the course-related collaboration that we value? And then a further bifurcation, some of these systems or tools will fit best for the classes that are mostly face-to-face with a little bit of online. Others will fit best in the classes where they're mostly or fully online and people don't get to know each other face-to-face much. So that's the first chunk of our 6 questions. The second question has to do with the structure rather than the tools. So we have many faculty members who would like to explore this sort of thing, but nobody wants to reinvent the wheel. Nobody wants the arrows in the back of the pioneers. So can we make a taxonomy to help LVEC faculty, to help them match the tools that the students and we have identified to the needs of the instructors, the skills of the instructor, and the capabilities, affordance of the institution? Second, to what degree must these systems be accessible among our institutions and outside of our institutions? So there's that challenge between open or public systems versus closed or private kind of campus-based systems. And then we're less interested in right and wrong answers, much more interested in the development of collaborative projects and also archiving them, logging them in some way so that we can share them and with classes perhaps in a year or two where they can see what previous classes have done. So how do we log and organize and archive and maintain both the processes by which these collaborative projects have been created? Because if you're a faculty member and want to try this, you want to know the process. You don't want to just know the finished product. And then how can we also archive the finished product? So just some informal research on the tools. It turns out that the average college student daily spends a whole 6 minutes on email. And that's like our lifeblood. They don't care about email so much. They want 31 minutes on their social media. They'll spend 2 hours on a computer, but the same student will spend 2 to 3 hours on a phone. The big deal is the mobile social media apps, not the Blackboards and the Moodles. So the issue is, how do we get that space that the students live in and build in a collaboration system for them and for us? What are the specific tools that the students use most? Well, they still use Facebook most, except Now, parents are creating accounts so they can monitor their kids, and the kids are backing off of Facebook in droves. Twitter is used, but within little social groups. Tumblr, Instagram is like Twitter for photos. Snapchat, they love because the content is deleted right away. There's no record of what they've done. WhatsApp, that's the international star, like Twitter, but global. And Vine is newer, like Twitter for videos. But there are others, Skype and Google Hangout and loads. Just to give you one example, just one of those apps, Snapchat. 81% of your students use it, 70% daily. Now, Snapchat is a way of sending an image and then having that image deleted from the system very rapidly, so there's no record of it. And the adult assumption was, well, why do they want it deleted? It must be kind of a naughty image, right? Turns out the research shows, 37% of them are for creativity. It's mostly like selfies, with different hats and sunglasses. But, a quarter for keeping in touch, a quarter because it's easier than texting, and only about 2% is what we might think of as naughty stuff. In terms of our observations on the structure, our current learning management system focus is on the class. So protecting the privacy of the interaction within the class, maybe protecting some intellectual property that might be used in the class. But how about if we want that experience to be broader than the class? So our LMSs often limit guest access. You can often make it happen, but it's an extra step. When the course ends, access to those products that are buried in the LMS are no longer accessible to the students or the community. And the LMS systems in our various campuses don't really talk to each other in their native form. So for example, Joshash in Moravian has built a digital learning commons that exists today, and it holds the teacher action research for 25 teachers that are actively working now. It has links to an archive of his previous work of 175 completed projects. And he uses Google Sites to create this because he didn't have to get money from somebody, and he can expand it without anybody's permission. And it's shareable across and outside of the institutions. So this is the sort of thing that it's a nice example of the kind of thing he wants to build out and to share with us. At Muhlenberg, Laura works on collaboration among students and with the community. So she uses a WordPress blog for students. They share field notes from her urban ethnography and new media literacy classes. She has an archive of collaboration from the spring semester, and that's something she wants to continue to be able to share among current students and with the community, because it's a community-based project. At Lehigh, we're looking at facilitating collaboration in partial and fully online courses. So Tom is currently planning a fully online course for the spring, and we don't want to lose that depth of discussion, that collaboration that we currently have. I'm working on facilitating the collaboration and team-based project development online. So some of my hands-on courses that I've never done online before, I want to work on how do I do that. So we want to explore the challenges to faculty and students. Really our challenge is what systems work across campuses smoothly, how can we collaboratively post and critique and that stuff, and share our course project processes and projects, and how can LVAIC facilitate this initiative, or how should they facilitate this initiative? So that's our project.